Hello, Internet, and welcome to another episode of Slaying 101 here on Ggameknights. I'm your host, and your keeper, and your monster of ceremonies, Savvy. And we're going to play Monster of the Week today. But before we do, we have a few announcements for you. As you saw in our wonderful video before this, we have a ton of games that we play every week on this channel. After this, the next thing we've got coming up is, I believe, AOS on Tuesday. It's at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday night. It's been a little bit since we were in the main campaign, so bad things were happening, and I was in a lot of danger. And that's all I remember. But it's great. We play Dungeons and Dragons. You can come hang out with us then. And then we've got a lot of other fun stuff throughout the week. We play Good Society. We play The Sprawl. We play D&D. I'm sure there's other stuff that I'm forgetting. But yeah, you can check out our schedule. If you're with us live on Twitch, below our faces. If you're on YouTube, it's pinned to our Twitter. It is also pinned to our Discord in our GGK Shows channel. So you can check all that out there. That's all I've got at the moment. I'm going to let my wonderful friends here introduce themselves, tell you where they can, where you can find them and what they've got going on this week and who they're playing today. And then I'll tell you where you can find me, and then we will begin. We usually start with GB. Our order's thrown off. LB is not here with us today because she's moving, but she will be back next week. So let's start with GB.
Hello, hi, howdy everyone. Graybeard here of Graybeard's Tavern. Check my Twitter for all my stuff. Today I'll be playing Rexy, the almost out of slots and have to change playbook professional. She's a different kind of character. I love her. That's it for me.
Hi, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid. Let's see. Next time I'm doing something. Oh, it's Good Society Week. Yay! So Thursday here, we'll have Elegant Suffering back on. It'll be great. The next thing I'm doing off this channel is next Saturday. I'm gonna be over on Off the Table. They're doing a 24-hour game jam. Literally creating brand new 1- and 2-page RPGs, and then I get to play one. It's gonna be fun. So that's basically all Friday night and Saturday the 25th and 26th. So yeah, check that. It'll be fun. But today I am playing Salgaz, the monstrous chosen one person. Yeah.
Is it me? I think it's me. Oh my goodness, I remembered. Hi. Hello, I'm Rob, or bonus stage Rob, or bonus_stage_Rob. You can find me playing less than fewer and fewer TTRPG games as they all come to a close and my soul gets crushed each and every time. We just wrapped up the finale of Humblewood, or Diefall Alderheart, our D&D game on twitch.tv/runawayrobot_. That was set in the Humblewood campaign setting. I highly recommend you check it all out on YouTube or podcasts or whatever. I already missed that campaign so much. It's lovely. It's wonderful. Those characters will be back probably at some point. And then on twitch.tv/encounter roleplay, I play in a game with Graybeard and Savvy. That is also wrapping up on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's an Apocalypse World campaign called Diesel Punks. And then twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob when I figure out streaming from the UK. Because time doesn't mean anything to me. I'm 5 hours into the future. It's still whack. And today I'm playing Travis, the crooked spell slinger. I don't know, I call him a warlock every time, and I know that's not the class, and so now it's just my headcanon. That's me!
And I have the joy of following that up today. Hi, I'm Sean, the Kraken King, on Twitter. I do lots of things here, mostly only here on this channel. I'm here almost every day of the week, except for Mondays and Wednesdays. we have a new thing coming up that I'll go ahead and plug now. We did our session 0 for it yesterday, and we will be tweeting out an announcement probably later today. But we're starting a new game on Saturdays. It's going to be off weeks since Saturday night's Apocalypse had to go bi-weekly. I don't get enough of my Saturday gaming fix, so we're going to be on the off weeks from Apocalypse. We're going to start a new game called Saturday Night's Star Power. And it is going to be playing the Overarms campaign, or Overarms system, which we did in a one-shot earlier last week, and I love it. The Kickstarter just finished up, so the book should be coming out sometime in October. We're going to be running it using the free version, which you can get on DriveThruRPG, the quick start rules, and then transitioning into the full version of the game once we get a hold of that, which I want to so desperately. But yeah, it's sort of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Fate, Persona, Shaman King inspired anime bullshit. So yeah, come hang out and do that. That'll start on October 3rd at 7 o'clock. And today I am playing Win Crowley, the currently the Wronged.
The one of us who's changed playbooks the most, I think.
And going
For
to
keeping
again,
tabs.
probably pretty soon.
And yeah, you know me, I'm Savvy Seaworth on everything. It's already been mentioned, but you can find me when I'm not here for one more week on Friday afternoons at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be the finale of Diesel Punks, the Apocalypse World game that I run on Encounter Roleplay with Robin GB. It's gonna be rowdy. I can already tell based on where we left off. Tomorrow, when this channel is dark at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be on twitch.tv/KoboldPress playing a Cleric of the Moon in our D&D 5e campaign over there. Lessons in Deep Magic, using their new Deep Magic supplement for 5th edition. It's great. You should get it. And then a thing that I just forgot I was doing this coming week, this week that's happening right now, in which later I'm going to have 4 games in 2 days. On Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/EncounterRoleplay, I'm playing in a one-shot of a game that is currently being kickstarted called Parslings. I will link the Kickstarter in the chat. It is a modern deck-building tabletop RPG using word magic, and it's very exciting. The sort of premise of the game is that these little creatures called parasites, which are swarms of ravenous ink-like parasitic organisms, have emerged into the world, and they take human hosts and they form a symbiosis with them, and it's gonna be awesome. Never played it, but it's in Kickstarter right now, so Smunchy Games. And check it out if you like tabletop games, if you like shows like this, and if you like deck builders. So I'm gonna be doing that on Thursday. It's gonna be really fun. But today we're gonna play Monster of the Week. So let's get back into it. Last time on Slang 101, you all and Victoria, who is not currently with you, attempted to intervene in the business of some forest spirits who had taken it upon themselves to try to stop the deforestation of OSU's area that they were going to use for their latest campus expansion. They live there. They didn't like it, so they tried to stop it. At first, they were mostly harmless, but the situation, as you all have become involved, has very quickly escalated. The area, while you were scoping it out for the second time, becoming covered in poisonous nettles and other growth that could potentially cause harm to the people nearby. Wynn was able to scope out the in the form of a bird, the very, very large, relatively new to these woods tree in the center of the forest where he believes the creature is living. And then some of you tried to communicate with some of the smaller forest spirits through the language of flowers, with mostly positive results, I would say. Promising them that you only wanted to help, but also understanding that the largest of these creatures is incredibly dangerous. You identified the monster, finally, as a Leshen, or Leshy, a large antlered spirit of the forest, fierce protectors of their lands, and the Spriggans that were living with them, and set about making a plan. But before the night was out, in the middle of the night, Wynn received a phone call from Victoria. What he heard was her with her phone by her side, calling out Wynn, the sounds of breaking glass, and a scream. So that's where we're going to pick up. When, as you answer this phone call, you hear Victoria scream and the sound of the phone hitting the floor.
Wynn immediately goes running for the door to the Haven. And I think people were sleeping out in the main area.
Yeah, so Rex was on the couch. When last we left them, Sally and Travis had been doing some research.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably asleep at the books.
Wynn just, I think he just yells as he's running out and said, "Someone's attacked Victoria."
Yeah, what?
I'm gonna go. Y'all catch up.
Where? What?
Delta House.
Okay. Just, like, punch Travis in the shoulder. Wake up!
Yeah. I'm up. Portal, drive, fly. What are we doing?
Drive.
Okay. All right, I'm ready to go.
Rex?
Rexy rolls off the couch, like, you know, because her legs are up over the back. She rolls off, and then she's doing the Terminator crouch from when they got through the thing, and we hear dun 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 dun, and then she stands and then starts running out to go grab her bike.
Did you just say to yourself, dun 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 dun?
That is adorable.
I did. No, maybe I'll see you there.
This is why I love this kid. Let's go.
All right, so you all take off. Rex, you hop on your bike. Sally and Travis, you're going to drive. Wynn
runs outside and turns into like a peregrine falcon or something very fast.
Oh, something fast.
Yes.
Does it have to be an animal? It's an animal that you can turn into, right?
Does have to be an animal.
And just
yeah.
like turn into a plane. I realize I never asked that.
But
Hummingbird,
peregrine
maybe?
falcons can dive at speeds of 200 miles an hour. It
Yeah,
is
they're
the
incredibly
fastest
fast.
bird. In fact, the fastest animal on Earth when in a dive. So
Now, does Wynn know that?
I don't know.
Belial probably can figure it out.
Well, because Wynn doesn't usually choose what he turns into. I think he just like, blah, we got to go fast.
He turns you into the fastest bird on the planet.
He turns you into Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes. Been playing too
Well,
much
we gotta go
lately.
fast. Okay.
I'm sure Victoria will really appreciate all of these jokes.
Is it the Sonic with teeth?
But, like,
no,
with
sorry.
teeth.
No.
Yeah, with teeth and hairy
Ew.
legs. Yeah.
Ugh. Okay, no, that's horrifying.
I want to turn into Sonic the Hedgehog. Can I not turn into Sonic the Hedgehog?
Belial can turn you into a hedgehog.
Oh, okay, that wouldn't work.
No. So let's say you run outside and you say we gotta go fast, and Belial turns you into a hedgehog, and then is like, oh, it's not the same, and then turns you into a falcon. You guys keep leaving him alone with all the TV and video games.
Yeah.
So you take off, flying. The other three of you driving. When you arrive first at the Delta House near campus.
Do I know where her window is from outside.
Yeah,
Is
you do,
it-
because she has a corner room.
Okay. I fly up towards that. I heard smashing glass, so I'm assuming the window is broken.
Yeah, one of the windows on the corner has been completely smashed in.
Okay. Then when just, unless there's people in there, I mean, there's no like sirens or anything right now. It's not like,
Not yet. You got here very quickly.
okay. Just flies into the room and immediately transforms out of it and begins to look around. Vic, you here?
The room looks pretty much intact except for the broken window and the glass on the ground. You don't see any blood or any sort of signs of a struggle. There are a few like long like scratch marks on the floor. They're way too deep for a person to have been able to make them. You do see kind of in the middle of the room her phone lying on the ground.
Shit, I picked that up. Shit. I begin to look around the room and look outside to see if I can find any trace of where anything went or what happened.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, everything else is pretty much the same. None of her stuff is missing. Like, none of the furniture is disturbed. There wasn't, like, it doesn't look like there was a fight or anything or any injuries or anything like that. Just these few kind of long, like, indents on the floor and the broken window.
Okay. Is there any way I could do a, like, investigate roll to see if I could see where anything went?
Oh, you can read a bad situation.
Okay.
Plus sharp. And again, you can finagle the questions. It's really just a thematic thing for me.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at the investigate mystery, and it was just, it asked things like, where did it go? What happened here? Things like that. So
yeah, I still think some of those should be part of read a bad situation. So
okay, then that's probably what most concerned about is where did it go?
Okay. Yeah, you gather sort of looking that it probably, as large as this thing is, didn't make it all the way into the room. Probably sort of reached in and took Victoria with it. But you look outside and you can see it's not tracks so much as there is kind of this trail that has been left sort of between, because there's no real like large trees on Sorority Row or anything like that, but like farther out and like towards campus you start to get into the woods again, trees, and you can see like sort of moving between almost like in a zigzag pattern, like shrubs that are outside and then like trees. You can see just this little trail of like debris, like vines or dirt or soil that kind of zigzag off, like it's kind of moving between different plants. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I would I'd fly back out and start to try to follow that path.
Okay. I'm gonna say around this time everybody else arrives.
Okay. Wynn lands on the ground outside the building and seeing everyone
Gah.
else. She's not in
What do you
there.
got, Scooby-Doo?
Her phone was on the ground and the windows, well, you see it's smashed up. It looks like whatever it is went that way.
I see subcutaneous tracking isotopes wouldn't have been such a bad idea now, would they?
Is there like a pretty clear trail from what Wynn could see?
Yeah, once he points it out to you, it's pretty easy to see. It's not so much a straight line. It looks like it's whatever it was has been moving like between different plants to kind of get to its destination. But you can at least see right now as it's like moving through this neighborhood the direction that it went.
Okay. I am looking in particular at the use magic effect do something that is beyond human limitations. Can I like give myself like magical tracking senses? Like Batman, like detective vision in Arkham?
Like, could you temporarily enhance your...
Yeah, or like, I don't know, bloodhound
Sniff around.
tracking.
Like
Yeah.
around? Yeah, sure, why not? That sounds fun.
Okay, dope. Cool. This is one of mine that I get +1 forward for.
Okay, so roll this weird. And so Sean, the reason I had you do read a bad situation is because with read a bad situation, you get +1 ongoing while acting on your information. So don't forget about that. 12.
Yeah.
All right. Have you advanced to use magic?
No, it's the next thing I want to advance,
okay.
and I just haven't.
Well, that's okay. You do what you set out to do. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
say, you focus in and you try to sort of find any way magically to enhance your senses. You hold kind of tight to the skeleton key for a moment, and there is this faint glow that comes from it and then settles. And you all see when Travis opens his eyes again, his eyes sort of flash that like very light sort of periwinkle blue. Travis, for your purposes, the only thing I can think of, this image is in my brain and it won't leave me alone for anything else, so it's what I'm going to use. Do you know in the newer Assassin's Creed games where they have that ability where you can have that like pulse outwards that will temporarily sort of highlight things?
No, but I like that. Is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
like
there you
the
go.
new Eagle Vision?
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
So yeah, essentially there is this, there is around you this kind of like present, like every so often this energy will pulse out from you and you are able to sort of see and focus in on this trail, and kind of follow it more precisely.
Travis just starts tracking.
Okay.
Just all right, I got it.
Maybe we should kind of talk about while we're okay. I guess we're going. So that research that we did last night, I'm a little worried. Also, what Rexy kind of saw. These things like are kind of perfectionists. So if they can't fix the problem, then they call in reinforcements. So we might be talking about a bigger one of these, like the little babies called the big one, and then the big one couldn't do it, and so the big one called an even bigger one.
Well, so if we kill this one, it can't call a bigger one, right? And then we just work our way down?
The little guys didn't do anything wrong. They just wanted to help.
Well, no. That we stop there. I'm saying, like, with these big fuckers, I mean, they're screwing with, like, people now.
Yeah.
No, I think we've hit a hard line here where we need to take care of the problem at the source and take out the big one here.
All right.
At the very least, we should figure out where it is and then make a plan of attack. Because if you're
Yeah.
right, and I hope you aren't, there might be more than one.
As you're having this conversation and you're sort of getting ready to head off, Travis taking point, from upstairs, from the broken window, you start to hear a woman's voice sort of calling out. Vic?
Someone that I
Victoria!
recognize.
Yeah, well, you will, because she comes to the window and sort of looks down and sees you all standing out there and looks confused for a moment and then says, "When?" It's Tammy.
Oh,
Who's
shit.
one of her best friends and who lives down the hall. Who Travis has also met.
Tammy, have you seen Vic?
No, what the hell?
She called me, and I it sounded like something bad happened. It looks like somebody broke in through a window. You should probably call the cops.
Yeah, okay. Where are you going?
I'm gonna try to find her. I saw something going off this way. I was gonna go after it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll call him.
All right.
She kind of ducks back inside.
Shit. All right. We got to get out of here before the cops show up.
Yeah, especially since you just placed yourself at the scene, my dude.
Well, we're gonna find her, and she's gonna be fine, and everything's gonna be okay. So it won't matter.
Right, we'll sort that out. Worst comes to worst, call my friends. Maybe they forget you were here.
All right. I'm hoping it's not gonna come to that where people are accusing me of kidnapping my girlfriend. So yeah, let's go before this becomes an issue. I gotta make a phone call.
All right, well, can you walk and talk? Because I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep going.
All right, so you guys gonna head out on foot for right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, when we hit the tree line, Rexy like snaps out the rifle, the railgun, and then goes all military.
Okay. Yeah, so Travis sort of leading the charge. You follow this path, and you can see sort of as you get sort of out of the neighborhood and closer to the actual woods that is near where you're nearing campus now. The path starts to get sort of more and more straightforward, but it looks to you like it has been sort of moving between different plants and then has an easier time sort of making a straight path once it's actually in the trees. And so you follow it in, you sort of make your way into the woods. It is very dark in here and a little spooky, but you sort of continue on until eventually it takes you a little bit because we were sort of off campus. You sort of wind your way through, Travis, sort of following these almost like these points of like magical essence that have been left behind in some of these trees where it looks like it was sort of jumping through. You find that you've made your way sort of in a roundabout way around the back of campus to the clearing where you were before with the stone altar in it.
Why the hell would it take Victoria back here?
She could talk to it.
Oh, fuck.
Like she could see them. Like, I mean, they could be all around us right now. I'd have no idea.
Yeah, and she was the one talking to it.
Go with me here. We offered the little guys an opportunity to figure this out so they'd be safe. Maybe the big guys took that personally?
Like
And
we
she's
stepped in on their gig?
Yeah. And she's the one that offered it, so... Either way, it seems like they seem to have thought that she was the threat to deal with right away.
Great.
I'd like to make my phone call
Certainly.
when I have a moment as we're walking over.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out my Jesus phone and call Azariel.
Okay. You call him. As usual, it doesn't ring. It's just silent for a moment, and then you hear Azariel's voice on the other end. Wynn Crowley. So soon.
Yeah, it's me. What the hell is going on? Dude, I'm sorry. Sir, you pointed me in
not necessary.
Right. You pointed me in the direction of this investigation with the plants and the now people are getting kidnapped.
Has something gone wrong?
Yeah, we were trying to help them, and we had come up with some sort of arrangement with them, and then one of them broke in and kidnapped Victoria. We were trying to do this nice, so I figured that would probably be... Probably didn't want us coming in here and burning the whole place down.
An unfortunate circumstance.
Right. What am I supposed to do now?
I don't know that that's up to me.
Aren't you like omniscient or something? Can't you tell me what the right answer is?
Hardly. What is it you wish to do?
Right now, I want to go chop down a big fucking tree monster.
Do you think this is the right path?
Yeah, people are in danger now. We gotta stop it.
You believe that to be true?
Yeah, I do.
Stay there. And the phone hangs up. Everything is quiet for a moment. After a moment, when you hear sort of very quietly from your back, I assume, where you keep your sword, you hear this slight, like, humming sound coming from it.
Take it off my back.
You take the sword out of the scabbard, off your back, and you can all see it sort of shaking, like vibrating slightly in Wynn's hands. And then when you feel this warmth kind of take over your arms for a moment, as you lose control of them for a second, and you find your hands taking the hilt, turning the sword sort of point down and driving it into the ground.
I didn't do that.
And then when everyone, you sort of see Wynn's eyes sort of flash this like white for a second, and the light sort of snake down through his arms and into the sword, and then the blade sort of glows like white hot for a second and then settles.
Did you get your magic back?
No, that wasn't me. That didn't feel like my magic.
Who is the Leshy doing that?
No, I just called Azariel and asked for help.
Oh, dope. Angel magic.
What did he say he was gonna do?
He didn't say he was going to do anything. He just asked me what I wanted to do.
And what'd you say?
I said I wanted to kill this thing that took Victoria. Pulled the sword
Well,
from the ground.
that's a whammy if ever we needed one. So
It's still a little warm, and as the glow sort of finally fades from it, I'll say all of you hear this. A light breeze sort of picks up very briefly through this clearing, which is usually completely silent, except for whatever noise you guys are making. And you just hear, in a very, very calm voice, obviously Wynn, a voice that you recognize, "A holy sword for a holy cause." Just kind of like floats by on the breeze. And it's gone.
So what? You're King Arthur now? Like what?
No, I don't know. It'll probably help more with the trees now.
Sal touches his sword.
Ooh, interesting. Sean, your sword has new tags now, correct?
Yeah.
What they are?
Just a little pinky. Just a little pinky. Just a little.
Has the tags 3 harm,
Holy?
hand, fire, holy.
Does it hurt?
It stings a little bit. A little sizzle.
That's nice.
You alright?
Hurt. So, yeah, that's helpful.
Did we learn that these things are demons or nah?
It's Rexy's big math.
No, they're not demons.
Okay.
They're spirits.
Yeah.
Of some
Okay.
kinds, but yeah, they're not demons.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
And yeah,
Time zones. Who needs them?
You kind of look over the sword, and every once in a while, you can see sort of these veins of like this white light kind of running through it. And then Sally, you did also notice that it is just like, it looks like cold steel, but it was like warm to the touch.
Well, cool. Let's go.
So we're just killing this thing?
Sounds like a good plan to me. Kidnap one of us.
Yeah, I mean, we tried talking to. I mean, unless you want to try and do the flower shit with that thing, but they seem a lot less talkative.
Based on what y'all said, these little ones called the big one, and they don't want him around anymore.
Well, because we said we'd do something, so they were okay with it.
Yeah, we're still gonna do that. We just need to get rid of the problem. Right now, this thing's the problem.
Okay. Alright. Draws her sword. Guess we're doing this. Alright, let's go chop down some trees. Not y'all. Y'all are cool. We're cool. Just gonna looking around. We are all cool.
Okay, you can say that into the trees. Travis, you've been going for a bit. Your spell is sort of coming to an end here. I'll say you can sort of see the trail ends. The one that you can see using your spell kind of ends in this area, and you can sort of see where the thing would have then gone off into the forest, kind of in farther towards the center. But it's not using the same mode of travel. Like, it probably made it here and then started walking. So you have a general idea of the direction it went.
Cool.
Okay. Deeper into the woods?
Into the woods.
Anything can happen in the woods. You take off, swords drawn, guns drawn, wands drawn.
All drawn.
All drawn. Into the tree line where Travis points you, and continue through the darkness and the trees. Every so often, as you make it farther in, who's heading the charge?
That's kind of what I was going to ask. When do you want to go first with that holy thingy, or you want me to do it?
I think Wynn wants to go first.
Okay, so I'll take up the end then.
Okay, Travis and Rex in the middle. I'll say Wynn's kind of on a war path. Rex, you probably have the most situational awareness out of the group. I will say, sort of as you go, it's still very quiet, but every now and then, as you were sort of going along, sort of sandwiched in between your friends, you hear kind of off to either side, every once in a while, just a like creaking of a tree or like a snapping of a twig or something. And as you look, you can see just every so often one of these smaller sort of spriggan, these humanoid-like creatures kind of moving through the trees. They don't come near you, but on both sides of you, you can sort of see them weaving through.
We have eyes on flankers. Both sides.
It's cool. As long as they don't get involved. They are just keeping an eye on their neighborhood.
Okay, you continue this way, able to sort of follow the path that has been cut through by this very large creature, and eventually you come to another. It's not so much a clearing, but there is sort of something similar to a clearing. There is a space essentially between you as you step out of this tree line and a huge tree sort of growing up out of the center of these woods. This tree is so massive and its roots sort of extend out so far that has almost created a clearing around itself where no other trees can grow. So you step out into this open space. When you've seen this tree once before, but it is massive, sort of just feet and feet around in circumference. It stands a few hundred feet above the rest of the trees in this forest. And in the side of it, you can see all of those sort of skull faces. Sort of, there are some facing different directions. There are tons of them just kind of peppering the bottom of the tree bark. There's huge branches, and strung up across them there are these long sort of leather strips that have bones strung on them, sort of wrapped around, hanging from the tree branches. And decoration, you're not really sure. Some of the lower branches have sort of large animal pelts thrown over them, left there to dry and hang. And then from one branch, fairly low on the tree, hanging probably 15 feet off the ground, completely entangled in what looks like almost a cocoon of vines and tree branches, sort of head exposed, hanging from a single vine that's sort of extending out of her back, is Victoria.
I got her. I'm gonna fly up.
Okay.
It's just the one vine keeping her up?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. See if I can untie it. If not, I'll cut it.
Yeah, no. You're gonna have to cut it.
Alright. I'll get her in one arm and I'll just whack at the vine.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that after just a couple of strong hits, and she comes loose, sort of arms kept to her side as it's sort of entangled around her.
Is she conscious or is she unconscious?
She is unconscious.
Okay. Is she breathing?
Yes, she's breathing.
Okay.
She's not dead.
Okay.
And you can't see a whole lot of her, but her face and everything, at least, like, she doesn't seem to be injured.
All right.
Yeah, you cut her down and sort of take her in her cocoon and set her on the ground.
Yeah, burn her down to the rest of them.
Is she all right?
She's alive. She's unconscious.
Does she look hurt at all?
Not from what you can tell. I assume you guys want to sort of
Yeah.
cut these vines and everything off
Yeah.
of her. She looks fine. I mean, there are some sort of red, sort of like indentations where these things were sort of like holding her, but nothing. She's not cut up. She's not bruised. She's not bleeding. Anything like that.
Okay.
Win, what's the call against Yggdrasil here? Rexy's got the gun pointing at the tree.
If this can't be the tree that was walking around or anything. I mean, that's a massive. Somebody would have seen that moving around campus.
Unless it doesn't want to be seen, remember?
But this thing, we confirmed, like, this wasn't here, like, a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So something moved in. And apparently wanted to use Vic as a offering or something.
Or to get us right into its home. And if it's not happy with us, and Travis will just start looking around for anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, as you're having this conversation, you free Victoria. Again, she's unconscious, but doesn't look like she's injured in any serious way. Travis, you start to look around as you're talking, and you see sort of around the side of this tree, one rather large sort of skull pattern start to move. And you hear a creaking, and then the rest of you sort of start to hear it as well, as it sort of turns, and you see that long sort of bone snout start to exit the tree, its large sort of limbs cracking out, and taking a stance. Sort of it turns to look at you, and it kind of cocks its head, and these two sort of glowing eyes look at you for a moment, and it stands there frozen for a second, I think long enough for those of you, well, you were all there, so any of you who have seen it for any length of time, this is not the same one from the clearing. This one is larger, and its antlers are sort of taller and stick out much farther. and it has, in addition to these sort of vines that are strung through its antlers on either shoulder, two other skulls that kind of sit almost like pauldrons. And it looks at you for a moment, like it's waiting to see what you're going to do.
She's ours.
Travis, can I use magic to communicate with something I don't share her language with?
You can certainly try.
I don't get forward for this one. Could have used it.
Okay, that's an 8.
Yeah.
Use
Hey,
magic.
when can't you?
I can try to get
by
him to I can try to get him to a 10. I don't know because he's using magic. I don't know. I don't think Wynn's in the headspace right now where he can really help Travis here.
Sorry, I could take a glitch. It's no big deal.
Yeah, because I think I was imagining as Travis trying to like mutter an incantation or something, Wynn is stepping forward, like interposing himself between the group and this big tree, sword at the side.
Okay. All right, so we'll take that partial success. So your effect, communicate with something that you do not share a language with. What glitch would you like?
One harm, ignore armor.
Harm, ignore armor. Okay. You use the magic. You cast the incantation, and you sort of reach out with your mind to be able to connect with this thing on some sort of level where you can communicate with it. Almost immediately you are met with resistance, as there is some kind of like magical force that is pushing back at you. Like it doesn't want you to do this. It's not sure what you're doing, and so it is trying to resist. You're able to push through it, but again, there is this like sort of ringing in your ears as you do, almost like you're pushing yourself through this barrier very slowly, and just you feel this like pain sort of shoot up like the back of your neck to the back of your head. So you're gonna take that one harm, but you make it.
I'm gonna say to it or think to it or whatever, however this works. Look, we're just trying to help you guys without hurting people, humans. You can't be kidnapping our friends.
In the back of your mind, sort of pulsing alongside that pain, you just hear a very whispered voice. Humans have hurt our kind for millennia. They won't miss one.
So it's like that, huh? Fuck.
What's the
And then
saying,
Travis
Trav?
will... he's not interested in parlay. Doesn't much care for humans. Don't blame him, but also don't want to die.
Tell him we've got it handled. They can go home.
I tried. He is not interested.
Wynn takes another step towards the tree, and the sword in his hand begins to glow with white fire.
Okay.
Now tell him to go home.
As you do this, Travis, you have the spell for a little bit longer. Do you want to try to say anything else?
You're trying to protect our kind, or you're trying to protect your kind. We're just trying to protect our kind. We stop the people that were encroaching on the forest. We're going to make sure the forest stays where it is. And your people can live in peace. But you gotta understand, we're protecting our kind too.
Promises. And you see it sort of take a step towards when, as it does, I think you start to realize how large this thing is. It's much larger than the other one. It's probably a little over 20 feet tall. With the antlers, it takes one sort of large booming step towards you, and then it raises a hand with these sort of long claws, and you all start to see starting to come up out of the dirt very violently and sort of moving in a pattern toward all of you, these sort of spiked branches that are just coming out of the ground toward all of you. What do you do?
I grab Vic and I head to the air.
Okay.
Travis is gonna protect Rex.
Okay.
Daka.
How would you like to protect Rex?
I would like to use my shield spell ability, which just means that when I take the basic move, protect someone, I get +2 armor against any harm that is transferred to me.
Wow.
It doesn't stack with any other armor though. So
That's really cool. So do you have to roll for that? I don't remember.
to protect
use
someone, I would
okay.
need to roll tough. Yeah.
Okay, so you just rolled a move. Okay, so roll plus tough.
Another partial.
Okay.
Oh, it's a success. Total 7 or more.
Okay, so you protect them, but you're going to suffer some or all of the harm they were going to get. So you throw up this shield spell, since you are right there near Rex. It's sort of taking the brunt force of what's happened. Rex, you see these spikes sort of coming very, very quickly toward you, and then just kind of stopping and sort of jamming into the sides of this shield. Let's see, I will say, Travis, you're nearby, so the shield can probably also help you to an extent, so you'll take part of that harm, so that would be, it would be 3 total.
Okay, so I would only take 1 then, I think?
Yeah, minus the armor that it gives you.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so you're gonna take 1 as the shield around you sort of starts to almost like crack in places, and one of them kind of makes it through, sort of gashing across your arm. Nothing serious, but it hurts. Sally, you scoop up Victoria and take to the air. Where are you going?
I'm gonna just try to move her out of place, and then I'm gonna fly up into this thing's fucking eye sockets.
Right. I'm gonna have you act under pressure.
Okay.
So that's plus cool.
Come on, roll 20. Be nice to me. You were not nice to me this week. Be nice to me. Thank you.
Okay, you do what you set out to do. So you, when sort of from next to you, you see Sally immediately scoop up Victoria and just take off flying. You want to just get her out of the way?
Yeah, get her out of the line of fire and then just fucking take off of this thing.
Okay, she's completely unconscious. I'll say, I mean, this tree is massive, huge. Like, the branches are so incredibly wide. So I'll say you can get up maybe like 10 feet off the ground or so, where she's not in any serious danger, and find sort of a larger branch with kind of a nook at the back. You can like tuck her in, so she's kind of like leaning up against the tree. It's very wide. She's not in danger of falling off or anything like that.
Sweet.
And then you sort of fly back down to begin to engage this creature. So you're out of the way. Travis mostly out of the way. Rex safe for the time being. Win.
Win
Sort of spiked tree branches are just.
Win just goes running straight towards it and is going to, like, mid-stride transform into a like a bird or something small, so he can like fly between them, and then once he gets close enough, transforming back with the sword to come sweeping in at the tree monster.
Okay, I'm going to have you roll to act under pressure
Sure.
for both you and Belial,
Okay.
who you've left in charge of your shape-shifting. I should just give him his own stats.
That's an 8.
Okay. You can. I'm doing hard choice or price to pay. You catch Belial a little off guard. He can transform you into something very small to keep you sort of out of harm's way from these branches. You are probably not going to make it all the way to the creature in time to transform back before it starts to attack.
Is there an option where I can take harm but get close enough to be able to attack it?
Yeah, you can. I'll say so. That's option 1. Option 2, I think Belial sort of gets caught up in the stress of the moment. He can shift you into something that will get you there a little too late.
Okay,
So
that's
you're
fine. I'll
probably
do that.
going to take a hit before you get there.
I'll do that.
Okay. So you sort of call out to Belial, and he just and just 1 second too late as he goes to transform you into like a small little bird that you were before, so you can kind of flit through them. As you are sort of mid transformation, you feel something sort of gash across the front of your torso. It would be 3 harm minus whatever your armor is.
Just 2, so I take 1.
For that one, okay, so you'll take 1 harm, so not too serious. As Belial sort of finishes the transformation, I think you just hear as you're going along, sorry.
It's alright, buddy.
But you make it there sort of at the last second, flitting through the rest of these branches, kind of somersaulting out of it, and turning back into yourself as the creature sees you coming and gets ready to sort of rear back this giant clawed arm and take a swipe at you. Sally flies down next to you, and the 2 of you are right in front of it.
Yeah, just using the momentum from the Belial carrying me here and going in, like sweeping in. Imagine like Link spitting in the air with the sword out, going in.
Parkour off my shoulder!
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so you go ahead and roll to kick some ass. I assume, Sally, you're about to also do the same thing.
You know, I was thinking of no, yeah, I'm totally gonna kick its ass.
You want to try to use some magic?
Yeah, you know,
I'd like to
sure,
manipulate
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to it. Oh boy. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna have you both go ahead and roll tough. Or Sally, you rolled weird.
Oh, well,
That's right.
weird.
Wow.
Both an 8.
Okay.
It's a
an
lot of
8.
8s, guys.
And an 8.
Yeah.
So many 8s. It's just almost 8s all the way down. So yeah, the rest of you see Wynn and Sally sort of landing simultaneously, one on each side of the thing, swords flying. So you do inflict harm on it. So hit me with whatever obscene number that's about to be.
4.
Also 4 with fire and holy.
Right.
With
Hey.
magic.
Hey, these are trees. You had to get the fire sword today. All right. So the 2 of them, this sort of shining silver sword on one side and these sort of white flames with the other one, sort of connecting with the side of this creature on either side, just carving into, and you hear the creaking of wood as some of the vines on one side sort of catch a little bit. Not pleased. It sort of rears up with both hands. It has these huge, just gnarled claws at the end of them, and just reaches down at the 2 of you in front of it and just rakes down both of you. For both of you, that is 4 harm minus your armor.
Okay.
Which I think is, 1 armor for Sally, 2 armor for Wynn.
Oh no, I have technically 3.
Oh, 3. You have 3.
Yeah, so I only
That's right.
take 1. Yeah.
That's right.
I take 2.
Okay. So 1 armor for Sally, 2 armor for Wynn. As it sort of rakes down both of you, sort of the fronts of your like chest and shoulders, sort of opening them up, making it through some of your armor, more of yours. When as you feel sort of blood start to seep into the fabric Travis and Rex, you see this happen. What would you like to do?
Fireball.
Do 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 do.
Woo-hoo! You do a fireball. What do you roll for fireball?
Kick some ass with weird.
Roll plus weird.
God, I hope I don't fuck this up. Oh my god, an 8? What a surprise.
Hey, roll 20. Are you okay?
Jesus. Roll 20. What's happening? 7 or more. Okay, well, it's a success, so dope. Doop doop doop.
Does anything happen to you on a partial success for combat magic?
No, it's
Okay.
just a kick some ass roll, so 7 or more is a success.
Great. So
Thank God.
you inflict harm on each other. How much fire does fireball do?
It's gonna be 3 harm.
Fire.
Yeah, 3 harm. Magic area close, obvious, loud fire.
Okay.
All the tags.
Oh,
All of them.
you might be getting your friends a little bit here. We'll see what happens. So you all hear this just boom come from very close by, sort of ringing in your ears. Wynn and Sally especially, as this is sort of landing right in front of you as this bead of light sort of hits center mass on this creature and then explodes out. You see sort of around it the grass and some of the bark on the large tree next to it is singed, and a little bit of it starts to catch fire as there is just essentially a hole in the center of this thing's chest with this sort of glowing fire inside that is kind of licking up at it, and it lets out this horrible hollow scream. Wynn and Sally, you are both blasted back by just the force and the heat of this, so you both sort of go tumbling back away from it. Oh man, can I get you both? I want to give you the opportunity to avoid taking some harm here, since this is like, Travis plays with fire. So I'll say you can act
Tree
under
monster,
pressure.
Travis, fire. Yes.
Go ahead and roll to act under pressure.
I forgot my precise strike as well.
What
Sorry.
Okay.
Let me roll plus tough just to see if I do extra shit.
It's a 9?
It takes 1 more harm.
Excellent.
I could just aim for weak points because I'm a researched boy.
Nice. All right, so you have that extra harm. So I'll say Wynn and Sally, you can both roll to act under pressure, or you can roll some combination of protecting someone. What do you guys want to do in the midst of this explosion?
Act under pressure, sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Try to get
Just
out of the
trying to roll.
Okay, you both duck and roll, trying to not be set on fire.
Sally does one of those really cool, like, backflip things, like, flying through the air, like, wah! Yeah, she does.
Okay.
7 for me.
That's perfect. Sally, you managed to sort of backflip. It's very cool. It's very graceful. It's awesome. Sort of out of the way, sort of shielding your face from the heat, but the actual fire not getting to you. But however, because it was an exchange of harm, and Travis is also going to take some harm when you go to roll out of the way or somehow try to get out of the way, not realizing, sort of losing track of your surroundings for a moment, and you move backwards, just crashing into Travis, sort of knocking him down, you all getting sort of tangled up on the ground. Travis, you roll your ankle and you're going to take 2 harm.
Sorry, man.
Wait, ignore armor or nah? Minus armor?
No, minus armor is fine.
Yeah, I didn't take nothing.
You have 2 armor now, right?
I do.
Excellent.
It's all good. Sorry, close. Friendly fire there. Literally.
That was fucking dope!
Thank you.
Rex? Gun.
Let him have it.
You take a shot. All right, roll to kick some ass.
Is that the sound that the gun makes? Gun, 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 gun.
Yeah, it just says gun.
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 Actually, it's a rail rifle, so it like, you know.
Oh, so it makes train sounds.
Yep. Exactly.
Just starts playing the Tom's the Tank Engine theme.
Exactly. That's perfect. Oh, Thomas. Oh.
Okay, that's a 12. You've advanced kick some ass.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have.
So you devastate and overall your enemy. You inflict and suffer harm as normal and pick an enhanced effect. So what would you like your effect to be from the 12 plus list?
It's like double, right? That's one of them.
You're in flat. You're a blah, 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 blah.
Blah.
Your attack inflicts double the normal harm.
Yeah.
There's also you suffer no harm. You can give everyone involved in the fight +1, or your attack drives the enemy away in a route.
Destroy it.
Yeah, I'll take the double for the rail rifle.
Okay.
That'll be 8.
Okay. Jiminy cricket.
Imagine if I would
okay.
hiding.
Okay. As all of this is happening, you sort of wait for your friends to roll out of the way of this blast, and the blast of fire sort of subsides. And as the thing is sort of looking down at its chest where it has sort of caught fire, it looks up for a moment, looks at you, take the shot, blasting away sort of half of the skull, the antlers going flying, some of them like sticking in the ground behind it, and it stumbles back for a moment and leans forward, and it looks like it's going to fall, and it sort of falls down to a knee and catches itself, and then you see it raise a hand and close it into a fist, and there is this sort of glow that comes off of it, the same glow that sort of comes from the pinpoints of its eyes, and from the forest behind you, you hear the howling of a pack of wolves, and sort of shifting through the trees as they start padding your direction, as this thing starts to stand itself back up, sort of all one side of its face gone, sort of this fire starting to take over it as it starts to continue to advance toward you. What do you do?
Are the wolves coming from one direction?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all coming from behind you.
Okay.
Movies.
Travis is gonna... I kind of want to put an ice wall between us and the wolves.
Okay.
So, gonna roll combat magic again.
Sure.
Hey, that's a 10.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, the ice wall is... it's not gonna do any harm, but it is gonna do +2 armor.
Okay. So as this howling comes up and you hear this sort of snarling as these wolves are summoned somewhere from the forest and start to run toward you, you see Travis sort of turn around and reaching out, summoning from nothing this huge sort of wide wall of ice between you and that side. It doesn't cover the entire clearing and it won't hold them forever, but it's a barrier. It's definitely something they can't get directly to you.
Get with that in a second.
As he does this, Wynn facing the opposite direction towards the tree monster just immediately gets back up and goes like mantling over all the spikes jutting up out of the ground and goes charging back at the creature to swipe at it again.
Okay, yeah, roll a kick smash.
That's a 14.
Dang. Do you advance this one?
Ass.
No, I did not.
Thoroughly kicked.
Okay, yeah, ass kicks. Okay, so you exchange harm, and on a 10 plus, choose one extra effect.
I'm gonna do an additional harm, so it'll be 5.
5 total. It's
Uh-huh.
fire and
Holy.
And is your sword also silver?
It was, yes.
Okay. You all have so many tags now.
I guess I
Silver,
should leave
heavy,
silver.
magic.
It's just
Yeah, 'cause
it's
Sally's
just
just
like the
magic
fuck all
and-
sword.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, so when you sort of leap up and sort of making your way, sort of bouncing back over the tops of these spikes, parkour style, you bring up the flaming sword and sort of drive it down through the kind of shoulder and chest of this thing, and it just slices through all the way to this cavity that Travis had created in its chest, and you see it sort of rear back as it lets out one of those hollow screams again, and it starts to fall, sort of forward on top of you. It sort of gets tangled up in all of these spikes and these branches that it has created before, and as it goes down, before you can back up or get away, it wraps an arm around you and takes you down with it underneath it, and you feel through your back one of those spikes hit and go through.
How much harm would that be?
How much armor do you have?
2?
You're gonna take minus your armor 3 total after your armor.
Alright, so I'm at 6 harm.
I'm gonna call that one unstable, my friend.
Okay. It's fine. I can't die until the fight's over, so.
Well, that's the thing. As this
We just
happens-
fight forever. I'll just keep ice walling the wolves and we'll just pad this thing. It's great.
You see the creature fall, these sort of flames starting to take it over. Its head sort of destroyed, all these gashes on both of its sides from the swords the sword wounds that you inflicted on it. And as it does, its eyes sort of flare. And as it goes down, you all see it grab Wynn and pull him underneath it and just impale him right on one of these spikes before it sort of falls to the side and the glow in its eyes disappears.
Oh, fuck. Rex!
Are the wolves
On it.
still coming?
They were summoned.
Because
They
then
hit
the
the
fight's
ice
still
wall and went,
going,
"No, thank
and
you."
Win is still going.
Yeah, they you all hear as this is happening sort of the howling and sort of the snarling getting very close. You hear some scratching sort of at the ice wall as they are trying to take like the most direct route to the magic that summoned them. And you see sort of as the scratching stops, a few of these wolves, these like black and gray sort of wolves, start to make their way around the wall. They don't enter the clearing. They sort of make their way around and then they stop.
I think
kind of
Win
Surveying
has
the scene.
has just like it, like coughing up blood and stuff, has been impaled, but I think takes the sword and like cleaves off the spike behind him and just like getting up, like gonna go for the whoever's next, just full battle frenzy at this point. It's just like, still got the wolves to deal with.
Sit the
Right.
fuck down, man.
Travis is gonna like come in like a fucking brick wall and just heal the fuck out of you like right away. Just hold up.
You're gonna use magic.
And yeah, use magic on him immediately, and I'll get +1 from my practitioner.
Is everyone all right?
Oh Christ, I missed. Okay.
So that's a 5. So you have something for this.
Ooh, I do.
While he's looking, Rexy under her breath did go dun 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 as Wynn stood up.
Yeah, Wynn is sort of
No,
sliced
it's
off
just
the branch behind him and just standing there, sort of spike through his abdomen.
it's gonna fizzle, which means I could do it again. It'll just take longer to do it.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna kind of like there'll be like a tiny little like pulse of like what looks like the healing magic, and just shit, that fireball took more out of me than I thought. Anybody else help him out?
Not with magic, but
Sally's gonna go run and try to scare the wolves away, basically.
Okay.
Her eyes are gonna go really red, and a really scary, like horror movie sound is gonna come out of the back of her throat, and she's gonna like rush at the wolves. Not to hurt them, but to tell them to go the fuck away.
Is this
I don't know what this would be.
It's not manipulating. Hit me with protect someone. Roll plus tough.
Okay.
I don't know that you can use your charm on the wolves. Sorry.
Yeah.
You pull Bugs Bunny dressed in a lady wolf costume.
It's an 11.
Okay. So you would, let's see, you protect someone, and then it would be choose an extra effect, which I was going to flavor. I'll let you pick either all impending danger is now focused on you, or you hold the enemy back.
We'll say it's all focused on me. Sure.
Okay.
Let these guys get the hell out of the way.
So you all see Sally sort of run, sort of eyes flaring red at this group of wolves that are sort of making their way around the barrier. 3 or 4 of them sort of poking their heads out, and they sort of growl and kind of step back as you appear. A couple of the ones in the front sort of snarling, kind of gnashing their teeth. They don't immediately approach. And you do see another one of them, sort of a smaller one, kind of skirting around the side, sort of sniffing at the ground, moving its way towards the body of the creature.
I'd say we move. I'll chase them off. I'm gonna, like, basically taunt these wolves. I'm gonna taunt them and make them run after me into the woods, and then I'll fly out later.
Okay, that seems totally reasonable. I'll just, we'll roll that forward because they're totally focused on you right now. So you hear some sort of growling, and you kind of taunt at them, trying to make yourself look like the biggest threat. And all but one of them you all see sort of follow Sally, sort of growling and yowling off into the woods as she takes off. She's very fast. It's fine.
Can Rexy Medic win?
Yes.
All right.
Now that the impending danger is gone for the moment.
Eleven
11 is a success. Let's see.
10 plus the patient is stabilized and healed of 2 harm.
Okay, so you guys tell me how you finagle this, because Lynn has a literal spike through his abdomen.
The only thing I could think of is it's one of those things where he's doing the Beowulf, where he's like, stuck the sword in the ground, he's toughing it out, and then Sal runs over there and he starts to falter, and Rex like grabs one side and yanks the thing out and then basically takes the trauma patches, or the paddles, the defibrillator paddles, and over cranks them and just burns the spots closed. Like total trauma patch, gotta go extreme, whap, hits him with the overjuiced defibrillator.
And that reduces my harm?
It keeps you from bleeding out. So you are stable, and he heals 2 harm, Rex?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Stabilized.
But then I take 3.
You stabilize and heal 2 harm. When roll to act under pressure for me.
Okay. Is this to keep from passing out?
Yeah, chat says that's fucking metal.
That is
That's
metal.
metal as hell.
No, that's a 6.
You guys
I level
can't
up.
help him. Great, you guys can't help him here. Rex sort of in one fluid motion, sort of pulling this out and then overcharging the paddles, sort of cauterizing what is a very large wound on both sides of his body. Travis, you hear as Rex does this. Well, Rex, you hear it too, because you're right there. But Travis, you hear this from a little bit off in the clearing, and then Sally, from off in the woods, you hear Wynn scream. in pain.
I go running back.
And then sort of everything goes fuzzy and you start to get tunnel vision, and Rexy's gonna pass out.
Try to catch him.
No,
as
I
best
think you
can.
can. You're right.
I gotta
Dixie,
imagine
you
it's one of those
can
moments where Win hears screaming and doesn't even is like, "Who is that?" before he passes out. Like it's so, just like total
Yeah,
out of body experience.
He's no longer bleeding.
His beautiful
he is
abs.
Not in a great way. That's probably gonna scar.
Worked so hard on
You
this.
rolled really bad. 6 is bad. That's probably gonna scar. But you're not gonna bleed out.
Okay.
So Sally, you sort of do a loop through the woods, enough to where you sort of leave the wolves behind, and they start to give up as whatever this. You probably can figure, enough about magic. The command that was given to them will probably wear off after a little bit. So you give them a run around like Blues Traveler, and then make your way back to the. It's like I'm possessed by a person I don't know. You make your way back to the clearing, and you see Rex sort of taking Win and lying him onto the ground. Travis, you were there first, though. Are you doing anything?
I mean, I was gonna ask, like, so typically when it comes to, I don't know, all of our use magic rolls, there's not a whole lot of prep time. They all sort of happen instantly. So like the ruling on fizzle is you'll have to start up from scratch and the prep time is doubled. So like I guess as soon as I can, I would attempt another use magic roll, but I think if Win is out.
Yeah, he's out. He is still in a pretty bad way.
At some point I'd like to attempt it.
Okay.
But I don't know
so
when.
Yeah, so for the healing, the way I'm thinking of it is that like you can try it instantaneously. If that happens and you fail and it fizzles, essentially you will have to take a few minutes to actually set up like some kind of ritual to do so.
Okay.
Again, you're trained in this at this point. It doesn't take you very long. I mean, 5 minutes.
Okay.
You can, since he's unconscious and the threat seems to be gone, it's been a couple of minutes anyway. You can sort of start to set that up if you want to try again.
Dope. All right, let's get these juices flowing, Trav. Come on. God. Okay, better.
7. Okay, so a glitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the old. I healed him, but took the harm.
Okay.
I kind of absorbed a little bit of it.
A little life transference.
Seems like a classic Travis move.
Okay, so you set this up, sort of taking out the key, like taking a stick or your boot or whatever, and sort of etching some sigils into the dirt around him. Takes a couple of minutes, but you try the spell again, and this time it sticks. So when you can heal 1 harm from that,
Okay.
Did I do my +1? Oh, I did. Never mind. Ignore me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You when you heal 1 harm, Travis, as you feel sort of in your side, this like pain, that soreness like the second day of a bruise when you've like run into the corner of your desk and it just like fucking sucks. It feels like that, and so you can look down sort of under the duster and your shirt, and everything is just this large sort of nasty purple bruise. So yeah, you're gonna take 1 harm from that, which puts Win down to 3.
3, yeah.
Okay.
Twins.
Sally,
Both at 3 now.
Oh no.
Oh, good. Let's go find another, guys.
Sally, you make it back, and you see Rex sort of has laid an unconscious Win down on the ground, and Travis, you come in to see this sort of like glow of him, and sort of doubling over in pain for a second, as some more of Win's injuries start to knit shut from the magic.
Are we good? Can we go?
Yeah. I'm thinking we should go.
Okay, I'm gonna get Vic out of the tree.
Oh God, she's still up there.
It's fine. Fly up and scoop up a Vic.
Yeah, she's up there. She's fine. totally out of the way, hidden. So you fly up, you scoop up Victoria. Fireman carry her. What are we doing with Wynn?
Travis
Baby
is going.
cradle?
Yeah, Travis is trying to.
I don't want to fireman carry him because that's kind of where he's been stabbed through. But she could get both of them very easily. She'd just
That's
kind of
probably
more.
Travis will have him over his shoulder, sort of dragging him upright.
Okay. All right. So arm slung over the shoulder.
Yeah,
Arms
like-
over-
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Travis helping. Travis, you got Wynn, Sally, with Victoria, Rex. I would imagine sort of
Pathfinding.
taking point. You all start to make your way out of the clearing. As you do, sort of the ice wall that Travis had summoned starts to disappear. The last dredges of it sort of melting into the grass, putting out the last bit of like singed grass and everything from the fireball, so we don't start a forest fire. Because even I'm not that cruel. That sort of gets put out by this water that is left over. And as you're leaving the clearing, sort of carrying and pulling your injured friends with you, you hear Rex first, probably. You hear a sort of creaking again from the large tree in the center. You turn back to look, and you see several of these smaller skull faces kind of start to protrude from the tree. A few hands, kind of like they don't come all the way out, but kind of like they are like peering out. And then above them, you see one large, sort of long snout peer its way out, sort of antlers sticking through for a moment. And they just watch you in silence. And then the large one sort of looks down towards the small ones, and you hear, again, it's been mostly quiet except for all of the sounds that you and the creature were creating. Through the silence, just a little bit of a whispering, kind of carrying along on the breeze. And then all the little ones sort of sink back into the tree, and then the large one does the same.
I think we're clear.
I hope it was a positive conversation. Can we get the fuck out of here?
You take off. You make your way out of the woods, back to near your cars. As you return to the Delta house, you see police lights outside the building.
She was kidnapped by some eco-terrorists. They ran away. They tried to start a fire in the woods. We got her back and took care of it, but they went that way.
Oh,
I'm not saying it, though.
Wait, are we gonna like politics this shit? Like they were protesting the college, encroaching on the. Oh, let's spin this shit. I like it.
One of you people that talk it, you run with it.
Oh god. Okay. Our two talkers are down. So, Travis is up. Let's go.
That's the only neg stat I have.
Turn on the charm.
Same.
All right, Travis, you.
Oh no, that's what she says. She's like, one of you talkers, go with it. Wait, you're unconscious. Shit.
Oh. So you leave Wynn with Sally?
Yeah.
Okay. And Rex there to help. And Travis, you approach a police officer that is sort of standing around. There's sort of a crowd of people. Some people you recognize. You saw some of them when you were in the Delta House before. So mostly sort of some of the sorority sisters who are standing around being interviewed one by one about.
Do I see any of my friends on the force?
I'm sure you do. Tell me about one of your friends on the force.
Oh gosh.
You're like a beat cop.
Yeah, Schmitty. He picked me up a couple
No.
times back in the day. It's probably a little bit higher up than a beat cop now.
Maybe he's sort of overseeing this investigation here. So yeah, you see sort of flipping through a notepad, sort of scribbling down some notes after he sends one of the many sorority sisters away after interviewing her. You see Schmitty, who I'm sure has a real name, but it's boring.
Sure. Yeah.
His name is Craig Schmidt. But you call him Schmitty.
Hey, Schmitty. Long time since been on a crime scene together. Wasn't me this time, I swear.
Here's like one clarification question for you.
Sure.
When you say friend,
Uh-huh.
does he like you?
The move is like an act under pressure to get in touch with. Oh, well, okay. I know a few cops that's more to get in touch to divert any law enforcement intention. Oh, I guess that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm just gonna post it. But yeah, I have a couple of cops that can be persuaded to look the other way.
Okay.
So it's more so you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Okay. So you've done him a couple of favors.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's definitely done me a few.
Okay. So you call out to him. Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, I won't make you roll to get in touch with him because he's here. So, you already said he was here. So yeah, you call out to Schmitty, and you see him turn around and stop, and just close his eyes, shake his head. He opens his eyes again. Travis. Long time no see.
Promotion looks good on you.
What do you want, man?
Listen, I've been in the area doing some volunteer work at the local campus, and that whole construction shit with the, them knocking on all those trees or whatever.
Right.
There's been a few, I don't know, ornery hippies, I guess is the best way I can put it. They've been trying to protest this whole construction thing, and it's kind of turned into a few of them went off the deep end, and they're harassing sorority girls, and I guess one of them went too far tonight. And I saw this kid, Victoria, I work with. Real sweet girl. Thrown in a vehicle. I was dropping off some stuff and happened to see it, and a couple of my friends and I went after them. And she's not too banged up. Can't say the same about me, but yeah.
You're talking about a kidnapping by some
Yeah.
because of
Forest being torn down.
Well, where is she?
She's where is she?
Sally has her.
Took her?
currently.
Sally took her. Friend of mine has her. She's
In a hole in the basement. Ha ha ha.
I think Sally was more insulted by friend. Sorry. Do we have a label? Is this?
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to talk about it later.
Maybe
Okay,
we have to
it's your
talk about
friend.
it
All right,
later.
it's fine. Yeah, your friend
Jeez.
has her.
A good friend of mine.
Now this just seems like something I don't want to be involved in. Is she all right?
Yeah, she's all right. Yeah,
got plates on the car, suspects, anything.
Nah, I just know there's local society that's been protesting this sort of thing. This seems like the same vein, a little less protesty, a little more kidnappy. Oh, can I can I text Rex to mock up like a ransom note?
Right now?
I mean, I don't know.
Do you
I
wanna
didn't think this
take out your
plan
phone and
through.
text?
I don't like talking.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly take out your phone and start texting.
Let me see if one of my other pals got a plate for you or something. One of them may have grabbed a picture. I think there was a note involved. I don't know. It all happened so fast, man. I'm not usually involved in stuff like this, you know.
Yeah.
It's a little nuts for me.
All right. Well, if you got anything,
yeah, I'll send it over to the station.
send it to me. Do y'all need? And he starts to look over your shoulder at Sally, who is currently carrying two unconscious people. One of them covered in blood. Travis, what the fuck?
Listen, these people were relentless. We're about to head down to see a doctor because this is nuts.
Y'all want me to call an ambulance?
Nah, are you kidding? I can't afford that shit.
No. On the department.
No, it's fine. Paperwork. We'll take care of it. You've done me enough favors, please.
All right. You find anything, send it to me, but just keep your head down. All right.
Oh yeah, nose clean, all that jazz. Like I said, community service, upstanding gentleman.
I'll put it in the report.
Thank you.
All right. Story planted. Escape planned. You see Schmitty sort of move to open his notepad again, sort of write some stuff down, kind of looks over at you all one more time, just kind of shakes his head, starts to write some more notes, and you all can head out. We'll talk about where you're going in a moment. I think this is a good time for us to take a break. So we will be back in just a few minutes. We're gonna take a quick break to refresh ourselves. Thanks for hanging out with us so far, everybody. That was very exciting. But we'll be back shortly. Stick with us so you can see what happens next. And welcome back, Internet. Thank you so much for hanging out with us during our break. We are going to hop right back in, and GB will be back with us in just a moment. So, Sally, speak of the devil and he shall appear. So, Sally, you are currently in charge of Wynn and Victoria, as Travis is talking to the coppers. I imagine you're all sort of gonna pile back onto the bikes and cars and such. So we have currently Travis and Sally, you drove together, Rex was on her bike, and Wynn's bike is also...
I thought Wynn flew.
Wind flew.
Oh no, you flew, that's right.
Yeah.
Never mind, ignore that completely. So yeah, no vehicles left behind. So yeah, you can head back, I assume, to the Haven, unless you are going to an actual hospital.
People that heal people, can you heal more of this, or do we need to go to a hospital?
It'll probably take a little bit of time, but we do have the infirmary, which helps us a good deal.
And less of a paper trail. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's go
Yeah,
with it.
yeah.
Okay, so you head back to the Haven, get Wynn and Victoria into the infirmary. Wynn, The chat has redeemed you a first aid.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Nat Jester 1.
Thank you.
Very much, full zats. So you get Wynn sort of hooked up to what he needs to be hooked up to. Rex, you know what you're doing. Hook him up sort of in the infirmary, and then Victoria as well. While she is not injured in any way, she is still unconscious. So you get the two of them hooked up. When you start to feel even a little bit better than you did before, as some of the probably pain medication that Rex gives you, I assume, takes hold. And after a little bit, Wynn starts to wake up.
I do the paperless paperwork for Abby, like literally like you would at a hospital. I fill out all the forms via computer and whatnot, so she knows what medical procedures had occurred here.
Okay, you get that paperwork all filled out. When you sort of groggily come to, you're still in a lot of pain. You're gonna be very sore, and there's gonna be some scars involved.
Where? We back at the Haven?
Yeah. I had to sear you closed so you wouldn't bleed out on us, buddy.
Yeah. I'm feeling that now.
Trav magic you up some.
Thanks. Is everyone alright?
Yeah. Vic's just out. You know, kind of maybe partial magic or something that the trees did. Like those vines did to us before.
Yeah. Probably.
Can I get you anything? You good?
Just some water.
Okay. Just like a hollow foam cup with a straw.
Thanks, Rex.
I got you covered.
That hurts.
Dude, you stood up with that thing sticking through you. That was crazy.
Yeah, I don't really know what was going through my mind there.
And she genuinely chuckles. And she goes to punch you in the arm and then stops and doesn't because you're in a lot of pain.
Yeah, thanks.
Nurse mode.
Y'all didn't like save the thing that you ripped out of me, right? Like that would be a pretty gnarly trophy.
No, I left it on the floor of the
That's fine.
forest.
That's fine. Are we good with the trees then?
They seem to be cool. And Trav did this amazing fast talk to the popo when we got out of that situation.
Good.
Eco-terrorists stole your girlfriend. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. I'm just gonna lay here for a while.
And Rexy pulls the little thing down and puts it in your hand. It's like, press the button, you need anything.
Yeah, thanks.
And Rexy will flop out on the couch and do some Animal Crossing.
All right. I've got another first aid from the chat for one Winthrop Crowley.
I think Travis is like more injured than me at this point. But thank you, chat. I'm at 1 harm now.
All right, so Wynn and Victoria hooked up in the infirmary. Rex relaxing. Travis still a little banged up.
Sal does some first aid on Travis.
All right, yeah, you guys can do the first aid thing. So Travis, you can heal 1 harm. Sally will patch you up, which I think puts you down to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Sally, you were not super bad off, so
I'm at 2. It's
at
cool.
2. Okay, yeah. So you guys are banged up. That Travis, that bruise is pretty nasty, but nothing life-threatening. So yeah, anything you guys want to do?
Well,
Talk
what do
about?
we think? I mean, does that put an end to this nonsense? I guess
We
I don't
still
know.
have to hold up our end of the bargain. We have to get that forest protected.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm
Hard.
hoping that I laid a little bit of the groundwork with that cop tonight, but
Oh, also the endangered species people.
yeah. If we could put enough media attention on this, hopefully the college just kind of
Shuts
lets
it
it
up.
fall. Yeah.
Rex gets a faraway look, like, We'll start like broadcast, bot bouncing, tweets and whatnot, making sure that marketable individuals see these tweets to then push them on, players. Boing.
Okay. I want to, for the sake of this, tell me, for y'all's money, what's the end goal here? What do you want to happen as far as the new expansion and the forest is concerned?
Thought we wanted to get the place protected via government.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. So yeah, you've set up this stuff with the footage that you took on the drone of the endangered, once thought to be extinct bird. You have planted this seed about eco-terrorists with the police. And then Rex is going to sort of manipulate the SEO, if you will. I want to have you guys roll something to like bring this plan together.
If you roll 12 plus, Greta Thunberg decides she's going to visit.
Sharp.
It can be a couple of different things. There is, obviously to help, there is to manipulate. There's a couple of different things. I guess, who do you guys want to sort of take point on putting all this together?
Rex is the tech head,
Rex?
Yeah.
Then Rex, if
Rex
you're
can
sort of,
spin a web.
for sure, so you're sort of taking all of these seeds and sort of spinning them into one cohesive thing. Yeah, go ahead and roll me plus sharp. As you sort of get to work, sort of connecting the dots, if you will, sort of using your influence and your skills to put all these things together for people so they don't have to figure it out for themselves. And you start a hashtag on Twitter.
There's a 9.
Okay, that's a 9.
Anyone? Push us to
Yeah,
10?
I can try to help. Hopefully, maybe utilizing my like police contacts. Try to get at least some brass in the mix here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and roll for me plus cool. Yeah, plus cool.
Okay. Oh, one off. I did advance help or interfere.
No, that's an 11.
Who wants to help or interfere me? Nah.
Oh my gosh. I am so glad out the gate. I was like, no, you can't help.
Yeah, I was
Just
getting. Well,
imagine.
it also says it does not stack.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't
Yeah.
stack.
Yeah, it
They
does not
cannot-
nest.
They
You
can't
cannot help
offset
a
each
help.
other. You can interfere with a help. You can help and well, no. I don't know if you can help and interfere, but you can interfere with a help. It's very
No, it says you can't interfere with a help.
no. So you can't. 2 people can roll. So you can't do 2 helps on a roll. But if one person wanted to roll to help and one person wanted to roll to
Oh,
interfere,
I see what you're saying. Gotcha.
then you can offset that. But that's for parties who don't like each other. Anyway, you rolled an 11. You did a very good help. Yeah. So you probably follow up with Schmitty again now that you're sort of out of the fray and have a minute to like think, like, come up with some stuff. Like, Rex, you could help with this, probably pulling some license plate of somebody that you know is probably actually an eco-terrorist. Why not? Let's blame it on them. That kind of deal. So you can call up Schmitty with some more information, and the news starts to spread overnight on Twitter, and it's because it's usually Twitter, and on other social media. There's a couple of things, Rex, I think that you find from like Facebook groups of students, because every university has those like class of 2020 Facebook group. Like some of the Facebook groups, some of the clubs are really sort of up in arms over this, and start to call for the protection of this area of campus and the rest of the woods surrounding it. And you kind of wait for a little bit. You all do need some sleep. So you plant the seeds. You see very quickly them starting to take hold. And for the rest of the night, you all relax. And nothing bad happens. Is there anything else you guys want to do before we sort of get to the wrap up of this one?
While Win and Victoria both in the infirmary.
Mm-hmm.
Win gets up out of bed and immediately regrets it terribly, and just walks over across the room and sits at the side of Victoria's bed for a moment. You're not just pretending to be asleep, are you? Shit. Just wake up soon, alright? I'm really glad you're okay. And, I mean, I don't care if you chew me out for almost getting killed trying to save you. That was really scary. I hope this kidnapping thing doesn't cause too much issue over at the sorority house. Yeah, we'll deal with it. He just like brushes a little bit of the hair off her forehead. I love you, Vic. I want to be able to tell you that in person. Alright. He stands up and I think just like looks out into the main haven for a bit and sees if anyone else is still awake, but then just heads back to sleep.
Okay. Go back over to your bed in the infirmary, and very quickly from the exhaustion, you fall asleep. Anything else anybody wants to do tonight?
Eat Oreos and probably fall asleep with half of the container open.
Oreo date?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Sally and Travis, you hang out and eat Oreos. And,
PTFO.
yeah. Pass out. And you all sleep soundly, deeply. You can heal 1 harm if you are one of the people who still have any. and we will pick up briefly the next day. Rex, I'm assuming that since you were heading all this up, you have some sort of notifications set for if anything goes down. So Rex, the first to wake up the next morning around, unless Rex wakes up earlier, around like 9.
Sounds good.
You get up to a notification going off for a news broadcast that wasn't scheduled of a press conference from campus. You pull it up, and they are sort of just getting ready to start, and you see standing up behind the podium a few faces you recognize, some because you know them, some because you just know who they are. The president of the university and the head of the dean of the agricultural department, and Georgia Ranger Mutt Danson, who all stand up there sort of talking amongst themselves. And you watch. You can wake your friends up if you wish, or you can record it and tell them about it later.
DVR.
DVR. Okay. Yeah, you record the press conference in which the president of the university officially announces that the expansion in this area of the campus is no longer happening. That instead they will be diverting some financial resources to help out the agricultural department and find them a pre-existing facility that they can use rather than expanding, and that now this area that had begun to be deforested and the woods surrounding it are going to be protected by the state of Georgia. And Mutt sort of gives a little bit on how the Rangers are going to be sort of overseeing this process, and yeah, success.
Go, Mutt.
And Mutt's kind of in charge of this thing, so he's doing very well for himself. But yeah, eventually the rest of you wake up, probably still tired, some of you covered in Oreo crumbs, but rested. What would you like to do? You have a moment.
Wynn just comes staggering out, leaning up against the wall and stuff, to the conference table and sits down at it. Ow. So what's the plan today?
Rex clicks on the he cut to the protected blah 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 part like you would in a movie. You know, you click the news on and it's right at the stuff you need to hear.
Yeah.
So the Rex basically had it queued up and it hits the button.
That sounds to me like a successful mystery.
Right. Awesome. All right.
We might need to take just a few more flowers into that area just to kind of let the little guys know that things are good.
Yeah.
I think I know which ones too. Just kind of looking through a book.
I'll
Two of us can take care of that if you need to be with Vic.
yeah, I also need to call in. I need to report in to the Fangs and let them know what the
Don't
that
you
it
have
was
to do that
resolved.
too, Rex?
Rexy was just turning red, you know, and looking abashed with like, yeah, fuck.
Kelly, are we telling our kids to do their homework? Is that what's happening right now?
Don't even go there.
Oh God! All right, we're having date night. Don't throw any wild parties. Be in bed before. I don't fucking know.
You should probably just go the fuck to sleep now, Wynn. You look terrible.
I will. I need to be up for a little while. I'll lie down in a bit.
Rex, report in.
Did we call a sitter?
They're old enough. They'll be fine.
Okay.
This is gross. This bit that y'all doing.
See you
It's gross.
later.
You can never complain about anything I do. All right.
And you all don't even want to know what Rex thinks when you say, call a sitter, hey?
They'll stop by the florist again. She really just needs a few more things. Let's see. She needs an almond flower, a bouquet of lilies, and yes, I'm Googling this. Don't judge me.
While Sally is going through her list, Travis just like makes eyes with one of the like the employees of the florist. She spoils me.
It's the girl behind the counter. She's like, oh, that's so sweet.
These are allergenic, I'm told. So, you know, he's particular. Some orange roses as well, please. Thanks.
I'll see what we have. It's so nice. Most men won't talk about their favorite flowers, so.
Not most men. What can I say?
Certainly isn't.
Boys like flowers too. She goes in the back. Orange roses, not easy to come by, but they have some. So yeah.
You're saying you just crossbreed yellow and red roses and you water them and
Okay, well, you go get your Switch, and I'll track your progress. And when you've bred some orange roses, then we can do this scene.
my town hasn't been touched in 2 months. I think they're dead.
I have all but 2 colors of every flower. So, but that's not what we're talking about right now. I'm still trying to get blue roses. We don't have to talk about that right now. We can talk about how this florist caters to your needs and is very nice and gives you the flowers you request.
Okay. So, all right, we have some spriggies to talk to.
Cool. And then the Copa after.
Which one's that?
Copa Calbana.
Oh, I heard about that spot. Is
The
that
vegan place. Yeah. Brazilian. Yeah.
I've been wanting to go. Yeah, let's do it.
Proper date.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a thing. Every mystery themed restaurant. It's gonna be a thing. Making it a thing.
Why would you do a pun that good when I had wine in my mouth?
Oh, don't worry. There'll be one every mystery.
There will be more.
It's my end of mystery move. I pun.
So that's a vegan place in town?
It is, yeah. It's a Brazilian vegan place named Copa Calbana.
Just writing all these places down.
I think I heard an audible groan from upstairs.
Nah, we respect puns in this house. Okay.
Half of
Somewhere
us do.
RJ goes,
He knows.
We love you, RJ. Oh, man. Okay. So we'll go talk to some spriggies.
Okay, so you head back out to that side of campus. Everything has a lot of the nettles and everything that had grown up, the ones that were giving y'all some real trouble before, have been cleared out. No more have appeared in their place, but you do notice a lot of new growth that is starting to appear again. Nice things, mostly new saplings. It looks like they have sort of let the old stumps that were dying out be removed, and now things are kind of growing in their place. So you make your way sort of to the edge of the woods.
Keep an eye out for any turning little heads.
Okay. Yeah, after a moment, Travis, you go with her, I assume. Okay. after a moment, Travis, off from one side, you make your way kind of not very far, just like a little bit into the trees, so you're not sort of exposed. And after a minute, sort of recognizing the two of you, Travis, next to you in a tree, you start to hear a little bit of a creak, and one of these small skulls kind of turn towards you from the trunk of a tree, and you see its little eyes start to glow. It doesn't come out, but it sort of looks at you.
She'll hold up the almond flower, which means promises kept. Put that on the ground. And then she'll hold up the orange roses, which is a formal thank you. And then she'll pick up the lilies, which is a formal, like, farewell. Not just goodbye, but a farewell. And put those down.
Was one of those sorry for killing your giant tree buddy?
No, we're gonna kill him with kindness.
Okay.
Okay. You set the flowers down sort of at the base of the tree, one at a time, and you see the face sort of protrude a little bit more, this little skull from the bark of the tree, and it kind of looks down, and you see some vines and some like roots start to extend out from the bottom of the tree, kind of wrapping very gently around the stems of the flowers, pulling them all in, so they form this small like kind of bouquet at the bottom of the tree. And then there is silence for a moment, and you start to hear heavy footsteps coming through the forest. And it doesn't get close to you, but you can kind of see some shifting kind of off deeper into the woods, and you see this large, about 15-foot tall figure kind of step in between two trees, kind of silhouetted against that, like, the sun that is sort of coming down through the canopy, large, elongated skull of the Leshen, standing there, just looking. Doesn't approach. The small one that is sort of half out of the tree kind of looks at you and looks to it, and you just feel this faint breeze kind of waft past you, and then another one in the other direction shortly after. And then you see the small one's hand kind of start to come protruding out of the tree bark, and it holds up two of these like long fingers, and from the end of them each sprout a flower, one of them a yellow rose. A thank you between friends. And a sweet pea for goodbye.
Oh, that one's good. That was the good one.
Yeah. And it sort of holds them out to you.
Thank you.
And then it sort of retracts back into the tree, the skull just kind of setting itself in the bark.
You want to go see how they make vegan Brazilian steak?
Yeah. It's
In
like
seitan?
it's gotta be magic, right? Like, that's not.
I mean, tofu is essentially magic, but
Yeah.
all right, come on. Bye.
How do I make this entire restaurant be run by witches?
Yes.
All right, so you head off to the Copa Cabana to have a wonderful meal.
I've been sitting on that pun for 3 weeks.
I've
Fuck,
been
that's
waiting
good.
for it. It's so good.
Rob, that's good.
Thank you.
You're
That's
just setting the
good.
bar. Now my next one has to be really good. Dang
I'm
it.
keeping a list of these
on it.
places that we come up with.
Work on it.
So
I'm
if you
working
ever
on
want to
this.
return to any of them,
Oh yeah.
feel free. That's fucking good. Okay. You have a wonderful lunch, early dinner, whatever. I don't really care what time it is. It's whatever time you want it to be.
Side note: the second they left, Rex put the babysitter on Netflix. So
Give it a couple months, she can put on the sequel. They made a sequel. We're not here to talk about the babysitter right now, but I want to so bad. It's my favorite movie. So yeah, Rex starts watching The Babysitter. Y'all, if you haven't watched this movie, it's fucking rad. Yeah, so Rex, you hang out. You do your report. It's not that hard. It's pretty straightforward what happened. You write in, and you get a good response to it, that it's been read and it is acceptable, and that moving forward, that is what's expected of you. But if you can keep doing that thing, we're all good. You're not in trouble anymore. Or was I think the phrasing in the move is like you're in the doghouse. So you are out of the doghouse, back in the regular house. I don't know. You're fine. And yeah, you relax with the afternoon. Rex, do you do anything fun?
other than watch the babysitter, if I'm sure my patients are okay, then yeah, I guess. What would Rexy do? Yeah, I guess Animal Crossing, Fall Guys, all the fun stuff that people have been doing in quarantine.
Awesome.
What the hell?
Yeah, Rex sits around playing video games. Yeah, Wynn's still a little worse for wear. Not devastatingly injured. He'll be better in another day or so. Victoria still unconscious, but medically seems fine. So, all right, you chill. Maybe you get a crown in Fall Guys.
Yes, because I can't finish a damn map in Fall Guys myself.
Right. Winthrop Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
What's he doing? Every so often from the other room, from in front of the big computer, you hear, "God damn it, fucking seesaws."
I think Wynn probably tries to get up and walk around and do something, and but probably Rex threatens them back into the medbay at gunpoint. So I think mostly they just try to rest. Keeps an eye on Victoria to make sure everything's good. I mean, the beeping is consistent. He doesn't know what he's looking at, but
there's beeping.
Yeah. But at some point during the day, it does make a phone call to Haley.
Okay.
To report in.
Cool. Is there a specific conversation that you want to have with her?
I mean, he's just calling to.
I'm really asking if there's anything you want to play out, or if he's just gonna report in and then.
Yeah, let's play it out because he might have a couple questions.
Okay, yeah. So you call. It's been a couple of days since you. This really only took place over 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
You call her. It's later in the afternoon. You call. She picks up after a couple of rings. Hello.
Hey, Haley, it's Wayne.
Right. You all right?
Yeah, do I sound that bad?
Yeah.
Right. I had a tree branch through my lower stomach yesterday. I'm good now.
I assume you didn't die.
No, came close, but I'm good. We dealt with the creature in the forest. Turned out it was a lesson.
Fuck.
Yeah. We there are some other creatures in there. Looks like the place should be. We've done our part to protect it, to make sure that no one else tries to go in. We had a confrontation with one of the lesson, took it out. There's another one still in there, but we were able to communicate with it and talk it down.
So that one's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, seems to be. As long as nobody goes to try to cut down those trees again, should be fine.
Okay.
Rex got to work on making it a headache for the university to try to do anything there, so should be good. And I think we were going to try to put up some signs around the area, just like keep out. I don't know, something like that.
Well, I imagine your ranger is going to take care of that.
Yeah. So yeah, another one taken care of. Whenever you got another job, just let me know.
Okay.
I got a more of a personal thing. You
Listen, if
remember?
you're going to confess your love for me, it's really not the time.
I promise that's not.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
What?
You remember that angel? Azariel? Back when I died?
Right. Yeah? Is this... Oh, you're not gonna become a priest, are you? I've already got one, and it's just fucking insufferable.
Actually, maybe I should talk to Father D about this. I've still been
I was joking. Are you serious?
I'm not going to become a priest. No.
Fuck me.
At least I don't think so. I've talked to Azariel a few more times since then. I don't really have a lot of experience with angels. I figured maybe Donovan does, considering, the caller.
He might. I mean, you can ask.
Yeah, he gave me this. He sort of souped up my sword. It's now kind of holy and on fire.
Wait, all the time?
Last time I checked, yeah. I mean, I can ask, hey Rex, is my sword still on fire?
Is it?
It's not visibly flaming.
No, it looks pretty good.
Is it still like glowing and shit though, or is it just like a normal sword now?
Rexy puts the Tabi boot toes on it. Like feels it. Is it like humming or?
It's a little warm.
Just a toasty, a little warm, and then she puts both Tabi feet boots on it like a foot
Toasty.
warmer.
Yeah, it seems like that's still happening.
Wow. Well, lucky you then.
I don't need to be worried about this. It's not like it is with demons where like it's gonna eat my soul or something if I keep doing what he says.
I mean, I don't think so.
Like I'm used to magic coming from the other way, so magic coming from this direction is a little weird for me.
Sure. Well, I mean, there's lots of different sources of magic out there. Some we're more familiar with than others, but I mean, angels don't tend to eat souls, if that's what you're worried about.
Okay.
I mean, he's not going to ask for nothing.
I figured. But I mean, I'm not going to be able to get my magic through the same rotes and incantations that I did previously, because that's all kind of locked off now. If I do that, then Zathron gets me again.
Yeah, that would be fucked. So what, you think the angel would go for that?
Maybe. Seems to like me.
I mean, if he gave you a big shiny sword.
Might give me some shiny magic.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same advice as always. They work differently, but it's really two sides of the same coin. Big fuck off thing's got a lot of magic and wants people to wield it for him.
Right. Okay, I'll be careful. I maybe let Donovan know if he's got any advice. If he's, I don't know what he does or what he can do if he gets his magic from something similar.
Honestly, I don't know. He mostly manages at this point very little in the field, but you should talk to him.
Yeah, I have a couple more days of bed rest, and I'll head by the church and talk to him.
That'd be good. I think he's worried about you.
Yeah.
Not that he'd tell me.
Y'all still on the outs?
Nah, we're alright. I think he's finally done punishing me for your mistakes. He just sort of keeps things close to the vest.
Right. All right. I'll be in touch. Vic's still unconscious right now. We're hoping that's something magical that we might be able to just wait out, but if it doesn't fix itself, I might need your help.
Yeah, I mean, it's forest spirit, so give it... Is she still breathing, heartbeat regular?
Yeah.
All that. If she's not back in 48 hours, call me.
All right. I will. I gotta go lay down. Thanks for talking, Haley.
Anytime.
Bye.
And she hangs up. Alright. Anything else you guys want to do? Good. Alright. Well then, I will leave you with this.
I hate it every time she does this.
I get so scared. Okay.
The next couple of days are chill. Things are underway to set up the protections for the lands that you guys want to protect on the side of campus. Everything is set up. Mutt dancing, ranger mutt dancing, sort of heading all of that up. You all sort of check in a couple of times from afar. After what Travis has sent his police contacts, there is no follow-up from them. The police don't come hunting you down or anything. You sort of gave them enough to go on that they were able to make their own conclusions. So you guys spend a day or so chill, relaxing. Travis and Sally get to have a nice afternoon together. Rex, you get to play so many video games. And when you catch up on some well-deserved sleep. That's too much. I don't like that one. So the next day comes and goes. And it's nice. You hang out, play games. Everybody just gets some rest, have some drinks, have some great snacks, and do whatever you want. And that night, you all doze off in your relative spaces. 3 of you live there basically at this point. Sally, are you just staying at the Haven moving forward?
Am I? Or
What are we?
Or is Travis? I don't know. Is Travis gonna come over to Sally's house?
I don't know.
I don't
The
know.
two of you individually, tell me where you're sleeping.
I don't know. Maybe we'll go over there. Maybe kiss.
Travis is at Sally's.
Okay. So when well enough to sleep in your own bed, if you want, you can stay in the infirmary if you want with Victoria as well. Rex, you can go back to one of your many places you have, or you can continue to crash at the Haven.
As long as they're patients, I mean, until Vic wakes up, most likely Rex will hang. So it's one of those that at this point, the fellows who will be named someday are basically running the shop. And she's kind of toned down the cosplay business because, well, she's got this business and she's making money as a real paycheck, so
Yeah.
she can pull back a bit from those kind of things.
Okay. Excellent. So yeah, you leave your buds, your two buds. We should give them names.
I've had a few going, and I want to change one because one is actually a real person, and so I don't want to use their real name, but it's the best comic book guy name ever. So
Fair.
I'll share it on Twitter or something.
Yeah. All right. So you hang out at the Haven, sort of keeping an eye on the last bits of Wynn's recovery and sort of monitoring Victoria and making sure that she's still doing okay. I'm working under the assumption that Wynn has shared with you that Haley has sort of backed his play of like, it's probably magic. She'll probably be okay in a couple of days. The forest shit is very close to Fae shit, and it's all kind of weird. So if she doesn't wake up in a couple of days, then it's a thing to worry about. But you continue to monitor her there. Eventually just sort of conking out on, I don't know, the couch in Travis's room since it's available. Either or. And Travis and Sally, you head back to Sally's apartment. Eventually, you all go to sleep. And while the last couple of nights of sleep have been heavy and restful, this one is not. All of you at different points during the night are plagued by nightmares. At some point, I would like you all to tell me what they are. I'm not going to ask you that on the spot right now, but you all have serious, vivid nightmares. Nightmares that wake you up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat. Nightmares that stick in your brain that you remember very vividly after you have woken up and for hours after that. All of different things. Some of them ridiculous. Some of them more realistic and genuinely terrifying. And it's a rough night of sleep for all of you. You get some sleep, but it's not great, and you don't feel very well rested. The next day, I just make the wide assumption that when you're not hunting monsters, you're hanging out together. But you can be doing something else. But the next day, I imagine at some point you all make it back to the Haven. And flipping through sort of the general news broadcasts just to keep an eye on anything that may be going on in town. One in particular catches your eye, a broadcast of a person who was arrested in downtown Cedar Grove for terrorizing people. And there is footage of him. No one was injured, but there are quite a few people who are very upset at having been chased down various streets in downtown by a man in a hockey mask.
All right, really? I mean, that's a little bit cliche.
It's not even Halloween.
It's not even original. I mean, who is this chuckle fuck?
Not only that, but we're in fucking Georgia. Who plays hockey here?
That's a good point. Oh, that's weird.
You file the news broadcast away for later. And as you are flipping through, sort of sitting together, trying to find something to watch, an alert goes off. I'll say Rex for you, because you probably have most of the local news stations flagged, for another incident downtown, in which someone was superficially injured, not hurt, refused to go to the hospital. The person is okay, but when interviewed about their attack, they tell the news directly that they were attacked by a man in an odd shirt and hat, with sort of long claws, and his
All
skin
right.
looked like it had been burnt. They're a little incoherent.
Rex, do you share this?
Yeah. Okay.
Are they filming a sequel to Freddy vs. Jason
It-
here?
Did the fairy kid get into the horror section? Like, what is this? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. And then, Rex brings up top 10, that genre horror movies, kind of like start parsing out, maybe use her last dot here to what's the move? It's connect the dots, but it's sorry. When and where will the next critical event occur? Try to figure out. I would rather know what than who, like what next monster will show up, or psycho.
Interesting. Okay, so you share this broadcast with everyone.
Mhm.
You make this, pretty obvious connection. You know what this sounds like. You've all seen these movies. You're like, this is completely ridiculous. These people are probably making it up for attention. And then there is a moment from Rex of, or are they? You pull up the sort of Cedar Grove like city website in a burst of inspiration, and start looking through for upcoming events, anything that is sort of maybe disruptive or isn't usually on the schedule for the city. And you see that even I have no idea what day it is, because I haven't changed it. We're through most of the week, so I'm gonna say it's Thursday. That tomorrow, on Friday, coming into town and staying through the weekend is a traveling carnival. With a particular headliner, a very famous clown who is renowned for the shows he puts on.
It's awesome.
Sid doesn't like clowns. Sally doesn't like clowns either.
All right. Well, it's been real, folks. It's been a nice year playing together.
Oh no!
Jesus Christ.
I hate clowns.
Oh.
Rex,
Yeah,
anything?
I put it out there. Rex doesn't care about clowns. She was raised in a mental institute, so it's
No. No.
Oh, you gotta be
No.
kidding me.
No.
Jeez.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I can't.
Who's doing this? Is the kid? You think this is a training exercise? Is Abby doing this? Like, what is this?
That'd be
do
a
clowns.
lot for.
Rex
Alright.
pulls up the actual ad for the carnival that is coming into town with its headliner. There's not an actual picture of the clown themselves, but there is a sort of ad that sort of a banner ad that pops up at the top of the stage, and it is a balloon animal that's sort of made in the shape of a boat. It says we all float here.
All right.
Savvy, I'll never pun again. Like, is this about my pun? Like, I'm sorry.
What did we do?
What did we
Can
do?
we make it up to you? What did we do? What have we done? What did we do
I'm
wrong?
terrified of clowns, but they can't hurt me if I'm in charge of them.
Oh my god.
We'll just all go play Left 4 Dead after this and play the rock show one where all the clowns and
So yeah, Rex shares this information with all of you. This banner ad with a sort of balloon boat that says "We all float here."
this is what the math is saying, guys.
The clown's gonna die.
Yeah, it's no great loss. It's collateral damage.
I'm warning all of you now. If you make me do this,
Clown lateral damage.
if you make me do this, this clown will die. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't do clowns.
All right. Well, let's just see what's going on. Maybe it's just people trying to fuck with people.
I'll start looking up stuff that just likes to scare you and shit. We'll see.
A cabal of mystical movie psychos.
Is that a boggart? Is that a real thing? Or did I
Okay.
fall asleep watching Harry Potter again?
I'll be in the library.
Yeah, library.
Okay, and as Rex puts the dots together, maybe giggling a little bit at the drama, Sally and Travis head off to the library to do some research about scary things. When in the general vicinity, I assume helping as you can. That is where we're gonna leave off for today. Oh, I've done it again. Something terrible. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us today and watching our show. I think it's a show. It's certainly something. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Thanks for all of you hanging out in the chat and the wonderful additions to the game from the store. I'm sure our characters appreciate them greatly. At this point, it's you who's keeping them alive, because they're not gonna do it, and I'm certainly not helping. So at the end of a session, the keeper will ask the following questions. Do we conclude the current mystery?
Yes.
We
Yeah.
did it.
You did it, and you only killed one thing, and you left all these other things to have a nice home. That's wonderful. The environment is important, people. Great. Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
Yeah. We saved
Several
saved
certain
Vic,
someone's certain
Yeah.
entire
death,
town.
several.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, Rob's right. Most of the session was just you guys saving each other from dying.
That too.
And you rescued Victoria.
Yep.
And all the little Spriggans, I would say, also. Did you learn something new and important about the world?
There's something scary.
There's always bigger
Well, you already knew
spriggans.
that.
And clowns. We learned there's psycho clowns and coming.
Angelic magic. I don't know that.
Didn't learn
I don't
about that.
know.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
I would say angel magic and blessings is I would say a good one, and not a
I
thing
think
you
it's-
guys have really
It's,
experienced.
yeah, I was gonna say it's been like our first encounter with that sort of thing.
Yeah. I buy that. We'll call that a yes. Did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Sally hates clowns, turns out.
Hates clowns. Sid
Yeah.
also hates clowns, so this
So
will
do
be
I.
very easy to RP. Hates clowns.
We're gonna talk about it.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. So also, Win has divine magic or access to.
Yeah. At least a little bit of it through a sword.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'd call that 4 yeses. So 2 XP for everyone.
Woot.
Excellent. So yeah, that's a thing. Once again, thanks everybody for hanging out with us today. Glad to be back after missing last week, and looking forward to many weeks beyond. We will be back 1 week from today. That is Sunday, September 27th. It is almost October, and I did not realize it until I said that number out loud. I was really still in March.
We all are.
At 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be here every Sunday, or as many Sundays as we can, playing Monster of the Week. Next time, LB will be back with us, so we will have a Victoria once again within the group, which will be lovely. Yeah, other than that, a couple of announcements from us. Sean mentioned it at the top. I'll mention it now. We have a new show that is going to be starting up soon. It is going to be another iteration of Saturday Nights. So alternating weeks with Saturday Nights Apocalypse at 7 p.m. Eastern Time every other Saturday. We are going to be playing Saturday Nights Star Power. And we're going to be playing Overarms. An awesome new game that was just kickstarted. It's great. It's inspired by JoJo and Persona and Fate and some other things. Those are the ones that stick in my brain because those are the things that I know. But yeah, we did a one-shot of it, which is on our YouTube right now, which I don't have the link for, but Sean, if you could link that in chat, that would be cool. We did a one-shot of it last week in place of Eos, and it was legit. It's a fun system. It's really cool. And that is going to start not this coming Saturday, but the next one, Saturday, October 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have our first session of that. Sean's running it. I'm going to be there. Sid's going to be there. And a couple of other really fun friends that you know and love. So coming out with us then. For my money, my schedule is exactly the same, except for this Thursday before Elegant Suffering. I'm going to be on Encounter Roleplay again at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, doing a one-shot of Parslings, which is a deck-building tabletop RPG that is currently being kickstarted. It's going to be rad. I'll be there, and lots of other familiar faces from Encounter Roleplay as well. So coming out with us then, and then come back and watch the new episode of Elegant Suffering. We're still at the beach. And it's gonna be rad. Do you guys want to plug anything before we go away?
One last time about the 24-hour game jam over on Off the Table. That's twitch.tv/off_the-table. Yeah, we're literally creating some game designers are going to create literally brand new 1 and 2 page RPGs in like 8 hours, and then we're going to play them, and it's going to be really cool. So that's essentially all night Friday the 25th and all day Saturday the 26th. And I'll be playing in one of those. It'll be fun, so come check it out.
All right. Well, everybody else, their Twitter handles are right below their faces, and we have linked the relevant Twitch channels in the chat. So follow them. They always tweet when they're live, And you should follow them so you know when they're live, because that is 110% content you want to watch. So we will be back 1 week from today to see what the fuck is going on. But until then, good game and good night, Internet.